The idyllic landscapes of Kashmir, long a point of contention between India and Pakistan, have once again become the backdrop of a dangerous military escalation. The conflict, rooted in a decades-old dispute over the region's sovereignty, flared up following a horrific terrorist attack on April 22, 2025. On that day, a militant assault in the scenic town of Pahalgam claimed the lives of 28 innocent civilians, most of whom were Indian tourists. India swiftly pinned the blame on Pakistan-based militant groups, accusing Islamabad of harboring and supporting terrorists operating within its borders. Pakistan, as it has done in the past, vehemently denied any involvement in the attack. However, the incident sent shockwaves through India and ignited calls for a strong response from the government. The public outcry, fueled by grief and anger, put immense pressure on Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to take decisive action against those responsible for the carnage in Pahalgam. With tensions rapidly escalating, the stage was set for a dangerous military confrontation between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. On May 7, 2025, after days of mounting pressure and internal deliberations, India launched Operation Sindoor. The operation involved a series of coordinated missile strikes targeting what India claimed were terrorist training camps and military installations located within Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The Indian government asserted that these strikes were not aimed at civilian targets or Pakistani military personnel, but were essential to dismantle the infrastructure of terrorism emanating from Pakistani soil. Pakistan, however, denounced the strikes as a blatant act of aggression and a violation of its sovereignty. In response to India's military action, Pakistan launched its own counter-offensive, codenamed Operation Banyan al-Marsus. On May 10, 2025, Pakistani forces retaliated with a barrage of missiles and drone attacks targeting multiple locations within Indian-administered Kashmir and along the line of control, the de facto border dividing the disputed region. Pakistan claimed that its strikes were limited to military targets and were a necessary response to India's unprovoked aggression. The situation in Kashmir quickly spiraled into a full-blown military crisis, with both sides exchanging artillery fire and engaging in aerial skirmishes. The escalating conflict resulted in over 80 reported fatalities, including both military personnel and civilians caught in the crossfire. The spectre of a wider war loomed large, raising fears of a catastrophic nuclear confrontation between the two arch-rivals. As tensions reached a fever pitch, the international community scrambled to avert a disaster. Through intense diplomatic efforts spearheaded by the United States, a ceasefire agreement was brokered between India and Pakistan. The ceasefire, which came into effect on May 10, 2025, brought a halt to the hostilities, but the situation on the ground remained tense and volatile. Both sides accused each other of violating the ceasefire agreement, with reports of sporadic shelling and gunfire continuing to emerge from the line of control. The recent escalation of violence in Kashmir serves as a stark reminder of the deep-seated mistrust and animosity that continues to plague relations between India and Pakistan. The two countries have fought 3 major wars over Kashmir since gaining independence from British rule in 1947, and the disputed region remains a major flashpoint in South Asia. Despite numerous attempts at dialogue and reconciliation, the underlying issues fueling the conflict remain unresolved. The international community has a crucial role to play in encouraging dialogue and confidence-building measures between India and Pakistan. It is essential for all parties involved to prioritize diplomacy over military action and to work towards a peaceful and sustainable solution to the Kashmir dispute. The alternative, a prolonged and escalating conflict, would be disastrous for the region and the world.